Hello, everyone. Good day and a very good morning. Thank you all for joining today's session. I'm delighted to welcome you all to the episode 8 of ServiceDesk Plus Masterclass 2025. Let me quickly introduce the host of this masterclass. Yes, that's me. I'm Sundar, a ServiceDesk Plus product expert with around 3 years of experience here at Manage Engine. I'm part of the customer success team, and in my role, I work closely with customers and partners across the globe, helping them with product adoption, sharing best practices, and ensuring they get the most out of the application. I have also specialized in training and implementation of Service Desk Plus for many customers worldwide. Today, my role is to host this masterclass and also guide you throughout the session. Our topic for today's masterclass is one of the most requested and widely used features in Service Desk Plus. It is already helping many customers to simplify their ITSM activities and also ensuring seamless service delivery. I'm really excited to take you through how we can bring Service Desk Plus into Microsoft ecosystem for effortless ITSM operations. So let's get started. Now let us look into the editions in which Service Desk Plus is offered. We have standard, professional, and enterprise editions. You can look the benefits in my screen. And if you are looking for a standard ticketing tool, you can go with the standard edition. And if you like to manage the assets as well in Service Desk Plus, you can go with professional. And if you want a fully fledged version with all the features available, you can go with the enterprise editions. And for more questions or any inquiry, you can reach out to sales@manageengine.com. Now, let us discuss what we will be looking out in this particular session. In this session, I will be walking you through the integrations available in Service Desk Plus, how we can integrate Zoho Flow, and with the help of Zoho Flow, how we can natively integrate 90 plus applications in Service Desk Plus. And then we will jump on to the Microsoft ecosystem integration, and we will discuss how we can integrate Microsoft Teams for raising the tickets and handling the handling the tickets. And also we'll be looking into the AI part, how we can make use of Microsoft Copilot and handle the request, and we'll be having a better user experience. And further, we will look how what are the Microsoft Outlook integrations features we have, and also how we can manage the technician availability by syncing the leave information with Microsoft Calendar. If you would like to have a free consultation program with us, you can scan the QR code available in the screen, and we'll be having a 1 hour session with our product specialist. Now, to begin, Microsoft has been a part of every stage of our work life, from Clippy popping up to help with letters, to Outlook reminding us about meetings we have missed, and now Copilot currently making us look sharper in emails and develop our knowledge. That's the Microsoft ecosystem at work. Microsoft has a significant impact on enterprises across industries through its suite of software, cloud services, and enterprise solutions. Tools like Outlook, Microsoft Teams have become a major part of our corporate life. There is hardly a day we don't use them. On the other hand, we have Service Desk Plus, which enables organizations to manage IT services and assets effectively. Together, they form a powerful combination to streamline IT operations. Firstly, we will look into Zoho Flow integration and its features available in Service Desk Plus. Zoho Flow is a no-code integration and automation platform that connects your applications to work seamlessly together. Based on my experience, some of the common expectations and challenges customers facing are difficulty to collaborate among teams, unable to reduce manual work, and providing a faster resolution for the issues or the requirement raised by the end users. Let us discuss how Zoho Flow helps to tackle these challenges. Integrating Zoho Flow with Service Desk Plus enables you to create workflows that automate information exchange between Service Desk Plus and any third-party applications such as Azure DevOps as per our requirement. Now, moving on to the application, let us imagine a fine scenario. One fine morning, an end user reports that the company's payroll application is failing to process salaries, which is a critical issue that could impact the entire organization. Now, for this, I'm going to create a request in ServiceDesk Plus. I'm going to choose my required template, and once I choose the template, I'm going to choose the request tab, and then followed by this, I'm going to type in my issue. So here, once I type in the subject and basic details of this issue, I'm going to mark the priority as high as it is impacting my entire organization. And now I'm going to assign this particular ticket to the DevOps group. So once I submit the request, let us see how Zoho Flow process kicks in. Immediately after the request creation, I can see a note is added automatically in my ticket. You can see a DevOps item, work item is created in the DevOps, and I can see the note added over here. Now, let me go to the DevOps console. Here is the DevOps console, and under the boards, we can find the work item. And let me go to the work item where I can quickly open the work item created with the help of the Zoho Flow integration. And to know where the work item is applied, like you can go to the history and I can see the Zoho Flow integration. With the help of the Zoho Flow integration, a note is created, and also simultaneously a work item is added in Azure DevOps. So here, Zoho Flow triggers an automation that creates a work item in Azure DevOps, and additionally, it posts a note in ServiceDesk Plus. So here, there is a responsible development team, especially in mostly in Azure DevOps, developers will be working. And here, as the work item is created, the developer will be instantly notified, and they do not have to go to ServiceDesk Plus. They will start their work directly from Azure DevOps. And here, for example, the developer adds a comment. Bug is known and will be fixed. So here I'm going to add this particular comment, and immediately I can go to ServiceDesk Plus, and I'm going to refresh my page. With the help of this Zoho Flow integration, I can see the comment added by the developer in Azure DevOps will be posted immediately in ServiceDesk Plus as a note. Additionally, once the developer finds the bug and fixes the coding error, and once they complete their work, me as a developer, going to mark this status as done, and going back to ServiceDesk Plus. And when I refresh the screen, I can see that the request will be handed over to the developer, and within few minutes, the request will be completed in ServiceDesk Plus. And this is how we can make use of Zoho Flow integration, and simultaneously we can work on ServiceDesk Plus and also in Azure DevOps. By this way, this ensures the developers are notified instantly without waiting for any manual coordination. And additionally, this development team investigates the bug and fixes the error in Azure DevOps and quickly rolls out the fix. And here, the IT help desk engineer also sees the ticket getting updated in a real time, and also the end user receives the notification once the issue is fixed. And additionally, let me show you another feature we have. So here, going to ServiceDesk Plus integration with Microsoft Teams, I'm going to the DevOps announcement. So here I can see that announcement is made automatically in a channel which is created in Microsoft Teams, and we can see that the work item is added, and it is currently the work is carried out by the developer. And this is how we can integrate Zoho Flow with ServiceDesk Plus, and we can make use of Azure DevOps integration powered by Zoho Flow. Similar to this Azure DevOps integration with ServiceDesk Plus, Zoho Flow can also be used to integrate ServiceDesk Plus with many other third-party applications, enabling faster service delivery without any manual intervention. For this, let me go to Zoho Flow and explain how this works. Here we can see a smart dashboard which shows the total workflows created and everything. And for the configuration part, we can go to the settings, and if you are going to deploy the agent to the on-prem application, you can create an agent here and deploy to the application server. And next, I'm going to click on settings again, and I can, with the help of the agent deployed, I can create new connections. For example, if I'm going to build integration with ServiceDesk Plus, I can choose the ServiceDesk Plus application here, and then I can provide a connection and choose the required agent and build a Zoho flow. And once I complete the flow, let me show you the flows which is already created. For example, we were speaking about the integration with Azure DevOps. So let me go to the same one. So here, once I go, you can see the list of workflows created under the Azure DevOps. And let me open any one and show you how this works. We can see the Azure DevOps integration here, and we can see the number of times the flow integration, the flow applied to the particular request, and this particular task is being completed or not. And we can see the recent executions. For example, just now I have made use of this particular Zoho flow, and I can see that it is completed within 2 seconds or under 5 seconds. With the help of this integration, Zoho Flow acts very quickly, and within few seconds, the integration and the flow gets completed. And to know where we have built this flow, under Builder section, I can see the entire workflow which I have built. So here we can decide, the technician or the administrator who is working on this particular flow can decide, he has the power to decide what should happen with this particular workflow. I can create a work item, I can relate or update the work item in Azure DevOps. And if you wonder whether it is limited to Azure DevOps, the answer is no, because as per our requirement. For example, consider I'm having a monitoring tool. For example, most of the organizations are using Dynatrace as their monitoring tool. Whenever a critical alert is raised by any business critical application going down, we can directly build a workflow with the help of Zoho Flow and decide what kind of ticket should be created in ServiceDesk Plus and what are the next activities should be done in ServiceDesk Plus. Simultaneously, like for example, if you'd like to know about any other application, if you want to integrate with Jira and another ITSM tool, we can do that. For example, if you'd like to create a ticket in ServiceDesk Plus and simultaneously handle a project or a task in Jira, we can do with the help of Zoho Flow. So by this way, we can ensure there is a faster service delivery without any manual intervention. So moving on further, the next integration we are going to look into is Microsoft Entra ID. As a regular user, one of the daily challenge I face is remembering the passwords for all the applications. To handle this challenge and to have a hassle-free login experience in ServiceDesk Plus, we can have SAML single sign-on in ServiceDesk Plus. Let me show you how it works. And for this, let me go to the application again, as I'm using the enterprise version and the ESM version. I'm going to the ESM directory, and here I can see the single sign-on configuration. So here I have used Azure as my identity provider, and apart from that, you can use various identity providers. And here, with the help of the enterprise application configuration in Azure portal, I'm going to copy the configurations, and once I complete this configuration in ServiceDesk Plus, the login process in ServiceDesk Plus is not a rocket science anymore. And moving on further, in most of the customer environments I worked, the organization users are either present in on-prem Active Directory or Azure Active Directory, or they have a hybrid environment transitioning from on-prem AD to the cloud environment. At the moment, apart from the on-prem AD, ServiceDesk Plus also supports integration with Azure Entra ID, that is Azure AD. So here, let me tell you how this works. And to configure Azure AD integration with ServiceDesk Plus, we need to have the admin role in ServiceDesk Plus and a global admin role in Azure portal. So here, let me go to the Azure portal. So here in Azure portal, we can see the application which I have created. So here we can see the enterprise application which I have created for this particular SAML integration in the cloud integration in ServiceDesk Plus. So here I need to provide the basic permissions. For example, I'm going to the permissions and I can see I should provide a read permission, because The ServiceDesk Plus should establish a connection with Azure, and it will be reading the users present under the tenant, and it will be bringing in the user and will import the users to ServiceDesk Plus. And next, how can I add users to this particular tenant? And for that, let me go to the overview page again. And here I can see the user section, and I can directly choose the users and add them to the application which I have created. And once I complete that part, let me go to the internet page again, and under overview I can see the details of the client and everything. So I'm going to copy this particular details directly from Azure portal, and I will be configuring here in the domain details of this particular Azure AD page in ServiceDesk Plus. I will be providing the domain name, client ID, client secret, and token URL. And once I click on save and test connection, the integration is successfully completed. Let me show you another domain which I have added. Let me click on edit, and you can see I have provided all the information listed over here. Apart from that, if you wonder whether we can bring in only the user account, the answer is no, because we have field mapping where we can import the complete user profile along with the information like the email address, job title, the manager, and most of the basic information and advanced information can be brought into ServiceDesk Plus. And this particular integration is also schedule based. We can have a delta based import and full import, and it is criteria based import as well. So for example, if you do not want to set any criteria, it will bring in all the users. And if you want to set criteria, when the criteria is matched, the users will be imported to the application. And here we can also have multiple tenant configuration in ServiceDesk Plus. For example, in Azure AD, if you're having users under multiple domains, we can add multiple domains and import them to ServiceDesk Plus. Now, let us take another scenario where in a time frame, say 11 a.m. to 11:30 a.m., a new user is added to Active Directory. As we have Delta Sync enabled in schedule import, the user will be imported to the application in the next schedule. However, what if the user immediately wants to log in into the application and cannot wait for the next import to happen? Yes, this is possible with the help of dynamic user addition. So here I can enable dynamic user addition under application settings. So we do not have to wait for the input to happen. Once the user profile is created in Active Directory, the user can directly log in with the AD credentials into ServiceDesk Plus. Now let's move on to our next integration. Now that we have taken care of login, we will further discuss how we can improvise ticket creation and ticket handling in ServiceDesk Plus. Let me take you to a trip down the memory lane. For those who have used Microsoft over past 20 years, this will feel truly a nostalgia. Before Microsoft built Teams, the collaboration platform in use was Microsoft Office Communicator. And this is what the UI looked like. Since then, Microsoft has evolved continuously and creating a tool that has become an essential part of our daily life. Yes, we cannot imagine a life without Microsoft Teams in our daily life. Many of my senior colleagues still share their personal experience of growing alongside Microsoft Teams. And on the other hand, we have ServiceDesk Plus, which has transformed from a simple ticketing tool into a fully fledged enterprise service management solution. And additionally, now enhanced with AI capabilities to meet today's trend. During tough times like pandemic period, everybody was using a single application. Yes, it is Microsoft Teams, which was very helpful for building a collaboration, internal communication, and also during the meetings. That is when we thought, why not take ServiceDesk Plus into Microsoft ecosystem? By building an integration with ServiceDesk Plus and Microsoft Teams, we can have a real-time communication across digital workspace. One of the common challenge we see with the user behavior is they will be starting to raise issues directly on the teams instead of creating a ticket in ServiceDesk Plus. To handle such situations and to have a better user experience, we can integrate ServiceDesk Plus with Microsoft Teams. And for this, we have certain prerequisites for most of the Microsoft application integrations with ServiceDesk Plus. The application should be hosted in internet. For example, we can make use of various methods for hosting the application publicly. And as we are speaking about Microsoft integration, one of the easiest method is using Azure App Proxy. We can directly provide the URL in Azure App Proxy and host the application publicly over internet. Now, apart from that, let me show you how this configuration need to be handled in ServiceDesk Plus. And for that, let me go to the IT portal, and under IT portal, I'm going to click on admin, and under admin, under apps and add-ons, I can find integrations, and under third-party integrations, I can find Microsoft Teams integration. So here, like we spoke earlier, we will be creating an app registration in Azure portal, and we'll be copying all the details from the Azure portal, and we'll be completing the configuration here in ServiceDesk Plus application. And once we complete that part, we are good to go with Microsoft Teams integration. Now, let us imagine another scenario where I am a kind of user who would like to manage everything in a common workspace to have a hassle-free and a better experience. Now, let me go to my Teams, and here I'm facing an issue. For example, now on my Teams and doing my daily activities, and suddenly I'm experiencing a slowness in Teams, and randomly an error is thrown in front of me. Should I send an email to help desk, or should I reach out to the system administrator? The answer is no, because we have a bot ServiceDesk Plus here, and I can directly do this. I can simply click on the command available for me. I can choose the required template. For example, I'm going to choose network is slow, and I can select the template, and I can fill in the details over here. So I'm going to provide the subject as slowness issue. And when I click on create request, and within a second, a request is added in ServiceDesk Plus, and you can see that I am receiving the acknowledgement email in Outlook. So by this way, we can quickly create a request in ServiceDesk Plus. And this option is not only available for technician, it is also available for the requester. And the requesters can also initiate a chat from their Teams console, and it will be visible for the technician, and they can handle the chat directly in the Teams console itself. Now, let me tell you another scenario. It is a real scenario which we came across in one of our recent customer meetings. The customer has raised a few service requests, and they waited for the approval from the financial department head. Unfortunately, there was a delay from approver side, and he was not available due to personal reasons. And they did not configure the backup approver in ServiceDesk Plus as well. Because of this, they were about to miss out a huge deal. But luckily, the approver was available on Microsoft Teams, and though he was on leave, and made his decision at correct time. Let me show you how we can do this approval action within the Teams console. I'm going to click on pending approval command, and I can see the approvals listed for me over here. If I'm having multiple approvals, I can swipe through the cards which is posted in front of me, and let me make my approval decision. So to decide my approval decision, I can just type in the command, and once I click on approve, the request will be immediately approved, and I will be receiving the notification as well. So I do not want such critical situation to happen to any of our customers and also the people in this masterclass. Because of our constant customer engagement, we made them aware of the Teams integration, and they were much delighted, and also were able to save a good deal. So here we can also create request in the Teams console, and apart from that, we can see the pending approvals. I can also view all the open requests, and like I said earlier, we have brought in several AI features, and if I would like to summarize this particular request, I can click on the summarize with AI button, and I do not have to open and view the request. The AI capabilities will be doing that for me and providing a short line of the entire description or the entire details of the particular request. Now, Apart from this, we can create the bot called ServiceDesk Plus here and add it to the Teams channel. For example, let me go to the application again. So here we have notification actions. For example, let us take a scenario where in ServiceDesk Plus, apart from ServiceDesk Plus, we have several applications, and in day-to-day life, we will be receiving a lot of emails in Outlook. So we have a chance that an important email from any ticket could be missed out. So here we can send out a focused notification with the help of Teams integration in ServiceDesk Plus. I can choose the support group and I can directly map it with the required channel, the Teams channel. And once I do that, let me go to the Teams channel. And whenever a request is assigned to my support group, I will be receiving a notification. And if I am available, I can directly pick the request directly from the Teams channel itself. And apart from that, let me show you what are the features we have. So here I can also search for the request. If I am using an ASM instance, I can select the instance separately. And also, if you wonder whether these are the options available with the help of this Teams integration, the answer is again no. We can also build a custom command. We can build our custom commands. For example, if I would like to have a customized operations apart from the ones available by default, I can provide in a command name, and also I can choose the required actions with the help of the deluge script available over here. If I have the knowledge of the script, I can build one and I can add a bot command. And once I add the bot command, let me go to the commands here. So you can see the list of resolve, alert, and update commands are not available by default. It is built with the help of custom scripts available. We have the feature to available to create the script and configure the custom commands in ServiceDesk Plus. And also, we have several other functions. For example, I'm working on my teams and I'm kind of a user who would like not to go to many applications. I would like to manage everything under a single roof. And for this, we can entirely bring in the request list view and embed inside the Teams console. So here, the idea is to bring in the entire request list view here in the Teams console, and it will be visible for both the requesters and the technicians based on their access. Like the self-service portal will be available directly here in the Teams console. And apart from that, I can directly choose the request and do my daily operations like replying to the request or assigning to somebody, or I can view the basic details and fill in the information. So I do not have to jump across multiple applications. I can directly complete my work within the Teams console. And also I can directly jump to the home page and I can view the latest announcements for me. I can view my pending approvals and make quick decisions directly from the Teams console itself. Now we have seen how the tickets can be created and how they can be handled within the Teams console. Now let's move on to our next integration. For request creation, we are already using emails. However, in addition to this, we have Outlook add-on feature in ServiceDesk Plus. Let me show you how it works. Let me go to the application again. So here, let me go to ServiceDesk Plus, and here is my Outlook. So let us imagine a scenario where an end user who sends an email to ServiceDesk Plus, and frequently many users in which to whom we speak and generally engage, they often miss out sending emails to the help desk email address. Instead, they will be sending an email directly to the technician or the engineer they are constantly work with. So here is a scenario where a business critical application is behaving abnormally, and it is reported by one of the end user directly to the technician. So here the end user missed out filling in the basic information. So me as a technician can directly convert this email to a ticket. For example, let me show you how this works. So here, when I click on this Outlook add-in button, I can directly convert this email to the ticket. For example, once I click on this button, the email will be converted to ticket directly. And I can see the basic details like subject is populated over here. If I would like to switch the template, I can do that. I can decide whether it is incident template or service template. And for example, I'm going to choose the different template. And once I click on add request button, the request will be immediately added directly from the Outlook console. And apart from that, if I would like to reply to the request, I can do that. I can add notes directly within the Outlook add-in page. And I can also select the filters and directly do my basic operations within the Outlook add-in console itself. And to add this add-in to the Outlook, I can directly click on Add Apps. As I have already added the ServiceDesk Plus app, it is available over here. And there are several scenarios we generally like discuss with our customers. For example, imagine a scenario where in our busy life we won't be having a day without opening Outlook. However, what is the maximum we can do other than sending an email, forwarding, or deleting? That is when we got an idea, why not infuse some actions and introduce some actionable buttons? We have seen how Teams and Outlook add-in are beneficial for request creation. Once the request is created, usually the next step will be the approval process. So here, let me show you any one of the requests. So here is a request which for which approval is sent, and within simple click of a button, few click of the buttons, I can quickly make my approval decision. So I'm just going to click on this actionable button, and immediately you can see the request is approved and I'm receiving an email notification. So especially when it involves managers and department heads, they need to make this approval action in a simple way without any complications. Though we have ZIA-based approval, it is difficult to educate all the managers on this process. So we can easily handle this situation with the help of Outlook actionable messages with a simple click of buttons. And apart from that, if you wonder whether these Outlook actionable messages is limited only for the approvers, the answer is no, because we can extend these features to the requesters and also the technicians. For example, let me show you a request which is added. Consider a scenario during which me as a requester has raised a request and I need to mention some key information which I forgot to mention while the request creation. Though I can log into the application and do that, what if I have a better option by which I can quickly provide the key information? So here, I'm going to add information to update the priority as this is a critical issue. So once I click on save, directly from Outlook, I can add a note. Me as a requester can add a note and provide the key information posted in the ServiceDesk Plus application. And apart from that, if you are a technician or engineer who works on the request and who would not like to jump across application and spend most of the time in Outlook, like if you consider me, I will be the person who will be working predominantly on Microsoft Outlook and not Teams. So for this, I can see a request is assigned to me. So me as an engineer, I can directly resolve this request from here, or I can add a resolution. For example, let us take a scenario where a request is created, but I already know the fix for this issue. So I'm going to just type known issue, and as I can directly send the solution to the requester. So I'm going to save and I can quickly resolve this request. So I'm going to resolve this request. So the resolution will be posted, and also in addition, I can resolve the request directly from my Outlook console. So far, we have seen how the number of clicks can be reduced and how the productivity can be increased by bringing ServiceDesk Plus into Microsoft ecosystem. Now, imagine another scenario where there are multiple requests rise in a day and we have technician auto assign method configured in ServiceDesk Plus application. So with the help of technician auto assign, the request will be automatically assigned to the technician without any manual intervention. So this is the best practice we generally suggest for all of our customers. Personally, I have advised many customers to use technician auto assign and have backup technician configured in the application. Now, imagine a scenario where an high priority ticket is raised and it is assigned to a technician who is on leave. It will cause a huge problem and confusion among the help desk users because the end user who raised a high priority ticket will not get a proper response as the technician is on leave. And again, assigning back to the available technician becomes a tough process. Hence, generally, we advise our customers to mark leave in ServiceDesk Plus and have backup technician configured in the application. Let me show you directly from the application. So I'm going to the application again, and under home, I can see the scheduler where I can see the logged in technician information, and I can also uh, assign the backup technician directly from my scheduler page. Let me go back to the scheduler page. And as I said earlier, we generally advise our customers to mark leave in ServiceDesk Plus. However, in real life experience, while working with many customers, one common challenge they faced was forgetting to mark leave in ServiceDesk Plus. We definitely understand the situation and got you covered, as it is not fair to ask your technician to mark leave across multiple applications. Our goal is to provide timely resolution by ensuring the technician availability. Yes, we have a solution for this as well. We have Microsoft Calendar integration in Service Desk Plus. Hence, the leave marked on Outlook will be reflected in Service Desk Plus directly. And in addition, it works the opposite as well. If you mark a leave in ServiceDesk Plus, it will be posted in Outlook as well. Let me show you how to configure this. And for this, we need to click on admin, and under admin apps and add-ons, you can find the integrations, and under third party integrations, you can see the calendar integration. So like I said earlier, the prerequisite for this Microsoft integrations is we need to have a valid SSL certificate, and also the application need to be hosted online. So here I can provide in all the valid information which will be copied from the Azure portal. And once I click on update or save, like the configuration will be saved, and we can directly mark leave in the Outlook, and it will be posted automatically in Service Desk Plus. Let me show you how this works. For this, I'm going to my Microsoft calendar, and here I can see the calendar. Now I'm going to mark a leave for 25th of September. So this is today. So let me go to 26. So here in 26, I'm going to send an out of office email. So I'm going to just type not available, and I'm going to choose all day as I'm not available for the entire day, and I'm going to select out of office. And once I click on save, let me go back to my application. So here's my application. I'm going to the home page, and under home page, I can see immediately the leave is marked with the help of the Outlook calendar integration. So here, if required, I can just make use of the backup technician configuration. So I can directly assign my request to the backup technician, and under backup tech chart, I can directly view the backup technicians added. So in case of my unavailability, who will be the technician handling my request, I can decide those information directly from my Service Desk Plus scheduler page. And now I'm going back to the scheduler page, and let me show you how it works vice versa. So I'm going to mark leave for this Tuesday, that is September 30. Let me mark a leave. I'm going to add a casual leave. So I'm going to add casual leave, and let me save it. So once I save this leave, I'm going back to the Outlook. I'm going to close this, and let me refresh this. So here I'm going to the calendar page again. I can see that the casual leave is reflected directly here. And in addition, we have another exciting feature. For example, I have taken a leave for the 30th of September, and if I would like to extend my leave, I can do that. I can simply drag the leave to the days for which I would like to extend. And when I go to the Services Plus application, and refresh the page, the leaves will be posted in here as well. So let me show you in addition what are the features we have available. For example, consider a scenario where I'm not an active user of Outlook, but if you use Teams predominantly, the leaves marked in the Outlook calendar will be reflected in the Teams calendar as well. So let me go to the Teams console, and you can see the leave marked and extended is shown in the application here as well. So let me conclude this. For example, we can mark leave in ServiceDesk Plus and it will be reflected in Outlook as well. And if you mark leave in Outlook, it will be shown in ServiceDesk Plus as well. And if you're active user of Teams, the leave will be posted in Microsoft Teams as well. So with that, let me go to the next part. Now we have entered into the last part of our session, but again, an interesting one. From recommending movies on Netflix to powering self-driving cars, AI helps to automate repetitive tasks and analyze massive data quickly and provide intelligent suggestions to improve productivity. So here, Microsoft Copilot is almost like a companion that understands the natural language prompts and transforms them into actions. And when integrated with Service Desk Plus, Copilot takes IT service management to the next level. Let me show you how it works. For that, let me go to the Copilot. Here is the Copilot, and when we can ask simple questions to the Copilot agent, which is added over here. Here I can see the ServiceDesk Plus agent. For example, I'm going to ask Copilot to show all my requests. For example, let me go over here. I'm going to type show all my requests. So when I click enter, Copilot will establish a contact to Service Desk Plus with the help of the agents we added over here, and I can see the list of requests created. And like this, we can make use of the all the default prompts available over here. We can see the list of prompts available by default. And for example, if I would like to view the solution, for example, I can directly view the solutions from here. Again, the agent will establish a contact and I can see the solutions added in Service Desk Plus directly in the Copilot console. Like this, we can have various options. For example, if I would like to summarize any request, I can do that. For example, I have created a recent request and I would like to get the summary of this request. So I can ask Copilot to do that, and immediately the summary and the resolution provided, everything is shown for me. And I can also view the details of the certain request. And for example, consider a scenario where a low priority request is raised and I would like to change the priority of the request. So here I'm going to ask Copilot to do that. I'm going to type a natural prompt, change the priority of the request 605 to medium. So when I provide this prompt, again, the agent will establish a connection with Service Desk Plus, and within few seconds, the priority of the request will be changed directly. So here you can see that the priority has been updated from high to medium. And if I want to view this request or need to see, I can directly click on view request and it will be taking me to the application and I can view the entire request. By mistake, if I have updated any field wrongly, I can check this and directly change. So with the help of this Copilot integration, we can simply ask the Copilot with the help of natural language, and which in turn will directly reduce the clicks and which will save time and ensure that we will be getting a faster resolution. And also, we can simply track our request directly from the Copilot console. And also, if we want to create the request, we can do that and update and access the knowledge base and so on. So this integration reduces the manual effort and accelerates the ticket resolution, which minimizes the SLA breaches and improves the communication between IT teams while staying within the Microsoft ecosystem. Now, let me go back and provide a quick recap of what we have discussed so far. So, initially, we discussed about the Zoho Flow integration, and we discussed how we can make use of the Zoho Flow integration and integrate 95 plus apps with the help of Zoho Flow. For example, we saw how we can integrate with Azure DevOps, and we can simultaneously handle the request in ServiceDesk Plus and a work item in Azure DevOps. Next, we discussed how we can make use of Azure AD integration, and how SAML single sign-on helps for the users to log in into the application. And next, we jumped on to the Microsoft ecosystem integration from Service Desk Plus, how we can intelligently handle the ticket operations like raising a ticket or resolving the ticket directly with the help of the Teams integration. We can do all the activities directly from the Teams console. Like also we can bring in the request list view and embed inside the Teams console. And apart from that, how we discussed how we can access our home page and view the pending activities and the task rise for the day. And in addition, we discussed how we can quickly create the request directly from the Outlook console, and what are the actionable messages available for the approvers, technicians, and requesters individually. And finally, we saw the calendar integration, which will be much helpful for the technicians to mark their leave, and which in turn ensure the technician availability and empowers the faster resolution process in Service Desk Plus. And finally, to meet the current trend, we have the Copilot integration in Service Desk Plus. With the help of that, we can use our natural language prompts and quickly complete our work in Service Desk Plus. So by this way, we have seen about all the Microsoft integration we have in Service Desk Plus. So if history has shown us anything, it's that Microsoft loves evolution from DOS to Windows, from Office Communicator to Teams, and now from Clippy to Copilot. Similarly, Service Desk Plus has evolved from a simple ticketing tool into a full enterprise service management platform with latest AI features. Put the two together, you don't just get the integration, you get the best of both worlds, like fewer tickets, smarter work, and maybe even fewer missed meetings reminders from Outlook. Microsoft keeps us connected, and Service Desk Plus keeps us productive and together. They make sure the work gets done perfectly. So we have explored how Service Desk Plus integrates with Microsoft ecosystem and what are the benefits we get with the help of this integration. And I would like to thank you all for the active participation. And I hope this session is helpful for all the participants who actively participated in this session. And if you have any follow-up questions, you can just send an email to us anytime. If you need any extra support, you can reach out to the link available over here. And if you have any follow-up questions or feedback, we can simply write to hello@servicedeskplus.com anytime. It was a nice session. Thank you, people. Thank you, everyone. Have a great day, and bye for now. Thank you.